Okay, so guys, having an onyx today. Listen to that. He wants to go running. He already walked. He already went walking, but that's not enough for him. He wants to run. He's a running boy. Ah, Papa. So I'm making a video of my hunting trip, which took a week and a half, and it was a little bit of an odyssey. It was an ordeal, is what it was. So be patient. That I'm editing. I took a lot of clips, and I'm gonna do it in sections of 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So I gotta finish. I already did 2. I got about. I try to make it 30 minutes or so long, so you guys don't get bored. So when I'm finished, then I'll load them, because if I load the first one, I already have the first and second. If I load them up, then they're gonna be down at the bottom, and then the last one's gonna be on top. So you're gonna be seeing the video in reverse from the last day to the first day. So I have to finish editing everything and making a video, so then I can upload it and I can start loading from the last one to the first one, and it'll be in order. Can you open that up?
Mm-hmm.
This is it?
Tylenol, that's all. Yeah, it's Tylenol.
Okay, taking Tylenol,
Tylenol. Jesus Christ.
because I had a Chinese massage, and I felt like a tractor ran me over. That girl, Jesus Christ, strong arms. She knew her stuff. She knew what to do, but woof, she cracked my back. She cracked my shoulders. Ruptured every muscle in my back, and she said it had nuts, and she ripped them out. So I feel like achy as hell. What's the matter, Papa? He's all antsy.
He doesn't want to be in the heat.
What heat? What? It's 81, 82. It's nice. No, he wants to run.
No,
you in the heat. You're always with the heat.
He ran back into a house.
What's the matter, boy?
See, this is the fun.
Come here. Come here.
Yeah, it doesn't like the center. It's a little. I'm gonna put it in.
Well, before you make a tea, before you even
I'm
plant
not
it,
gonna drink this.
you gotta find out what it is.
I'm gonna put it here. We're gonna put
But you don't know how big that's gonna grow. It's gonna grow
I'm
into a
not gonna
big
put
bush.
it in the earth. I just want it in a little more.
Well, it needs to get some sun. Put it over there in the corner.
Mira, esta está saliendo otra vez.
Put it down at the.
No, it's getting sun over there and it's dying.
So then, when I first got in, I went in D8 first, and then the X10 opened the following weekend. And I went to one of my usual spots, and I did my hunt, but I didn't see anything. Didn't see any droppings, no trackings, anything. So that was kind of unusual for that area. And then I heard some shots across the way on another mountain. And then later, some guys came over because I'm on top of a bluff and you can see down. And they came over, started looking, and I came over to talk to them. And I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Well, the people across the way there, they caught 3." So I said, "Okay." So I went and I kind of hang around my area for 3 days, and I said, "Okay, I want to go down to X10 and then wait for the opening down there." Really nice area, a lot of places to be, and I drove in, and I'm making a video. You'll see it. I'm making a video saying, "Oh, look, this area usually has a deer in the middle," and lo and behold, within, I don't know, 50 yards, there was a buck, 4-point buck, 2 and 2, a spike and a doe. And they just stood there looking at me. And I'm saying, man, if if the poachers come down here and they see this deer before the opening, they'll kill it. It doesn't matter how big and stuff. You know, he was a legal buck. It wasn't the opening yet. It was 4 or 5 days before. And but even in the opening, I don't think I would have shot it because the size of the points were as big as my fingers. Would you shoot that, even though it's legal? So he had 2 and 2, and then the other one had to spike it. And I said, let him grow, let him, because this is my idea, this is my theory, this is what I go by. Just because it's legal, you don't shoot it. Why? Because think about this. A young buck, probably 3 years old, maybe, and he hasn't had enough seasons to breed more deer. And that's what you got to think about. If you want to support and help the herd, you kill the adult bucks, not the young bucks. The adult bucks already been around for 8 years or so, maybe 10. You can see it by the body mass, the size of the antlers, the thickness, the girth. And then you can say that's an adult buck, and then you can go ahead and get it if he lets you. Because the older they get, the smarter they get. But these ones were innocent looking, standing right there like dummies, looking at me like, oh, it's a car, it's a truck, you know. And if these other people would have been there at the same time, they would have just shot them out the window. They wouldn't even come off the vehicle. So I let him go. I said, one, too small. Two is not the opening. But this area, which I cherish since I discovered it in 1986, I've been going there. And I've gotten to know the area very well. This area is being invaded by poachers. Now, these poachers, I'm going to say it, they're Mexicans. Now, just because they're Mexicans doesn't mean they're poachers. I'm just saying that these poachers are Mexicans. And already went to their camp once, and they were butchering 4 deer, and there was no heads to be found, male or female. So they're killing everything. And what they do is they herd hunt, which is illegal. And this is the way they do it in Mexico. They get a bunch of guys in the hills and they push out the deer, and then the guys with the rifles are waiting out there in the front somewhere, and when the deer are hopping out, they just boom, 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 and they shoot everything that comes out. Now, the people across where I was camped in D8, They're also Mexicans. I seen them, but those guys are hunting the right way. They're hunting, going either up or going down. They're going into the brush. They're sitting. They're glassing. They're doing it the normal way. They don't go in with a herd of people like this other group is, and they're poaching everything. And then I parked like on a Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, I camped by the main road, and about 5 o'clock in the morning Sunday, 4:30 to 5 o'clock, they were hauling ass. They were just leaving. Why? Because they know that there's not going to be any ranger at that time of the morning driving around, stopping vehicles, any checkpoints or anything. So they shoot the everything illegal and they leave before they get caught. Now there's been a lot of people complaining, a lot of calls. I'm gonna make a call also and tell them. But I already did it once. They did nothing about it. They said they sent the ranger. I haven't seen the ranger yet. It hasn't come to my camp. Haven't seen him driving around. And that was 4 years ago. So I heard through a friend of mine, the son of a friend of mine that I know. He watches my channel. I bump into him. Big burly guy. He says he had a buck in the back. So I went back to see it. He had big, long, I said, hey, nice. This is an adult buck. Plenty of body, plenty of meat. And he said, yeah, the group over there, they're here. And this year wasn't a lot of shooting because the weather changed. It started to snow, and the deer weren't really, I didn't hear a lot of shots. I think total I heard maybe 8, which is not enough for the size of the valley with the amount of vehicles that I saw come in. Around 60 vehicles that were in the valley. Every camp was full. And the guy told me last year, which I wasn't there that year, I didn't get a tag, they caught 19. The group is 15 people. Half of them are teenagers. They're not the hunters, they're the drivers. They're the one that push the deer out of the hills. So the other 6 are the hunters. Or maybe 4 are the hunters. And they caught 19. Yeah, they had tags for 19. And another thing they're doing is that when they don't get the deer tag, they get a bear tag on the same day in the same spot, and that's how they're getting the deer without a tag. And there's no fishing game to check them. When I got out of the valley and I was up by the main station, the fire station, I pulled over to air up my tires. And there was a young guy that came over to me and he asked me, sir, where can I get my deer tag validated? And I said, well, this office is closed. There's nothing open. There's no ranger station here. I guess you don't, unless there's a ranger down the highway, and on the way out, you bump into him, he'll check your tag. But you can do it online. But this is the thing. You think that if you caught a deer, he said he caught a 2x2. You think you catch a deer and there's nobody there to physically check it, register it, validate it. You think you're going to do it online? No. You have that intact tag that it hasn't been checked or anything. You're going to go back out the next weekend and kill another deer. So this is what's going on. Besides that, we have the mountain lions and we got the poachers. Oh, now we have a name for them. It's called a kumex. You got the cougar and the Mexicans. So it's a Cumex annihilating the deer population. I've been told there's about 50 mountain lions in that area, or 18, that they're already collared, so they know they're there. And those mountain lions, they kill a deer a week. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's a doe or a fawn or a buck. They kill a deer per week. Those are the stats. So pretty much that area is getting decimated, and the fishing game's doing diddly because they say they don't have a budget. I said, you need about 3 rangers in this valley and 1 checkpoint on the way out. All you have to do is stand by the bridge. There's the small bridge crosses a stream, and on the way out, you just stand there, and it doesn't matter if you have a backup line of vehicles trying to get out. You gotta be there early in the morning. You gotta be there all night. Every time there's a vehicle coming out, you get up, stop, check. If there's no tags, you take the deer, you take the gun, you give them a ticket, let them go to court, and let the judge handle it, see what they're gonna do. Usually they revoke your license for a couple of years, or I don't know, there's a jail sentence, or I don't know. But something's gotta be done because that area is one of the best areas in the state, and it's getting destroyed, completely destroyed. 19 deer in one camp of maybe 4 hunters, because everybody else is a driver, it's a pusher. That's not fair to the hunters, to the rest of the hunters. It's not fair to me that I go in backpack. I couldn't backpack this year. You'll see why in my video. So be patient. Be patient because it's going to take me about a week or so. It's going to take me longer because I'm leaving again next Thursday. Today is Sunday, and that's going to be the last weekend of the season. I'm going to try it again. So that's it for now. So that's what's going on. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy my cigar. Let this Tylenol kick in because I am sore. Man, when that girl grabbed my shoulder and started cracking, and she cracked. I didn't know that the shoulders could be cracked. She cracked and popped, and I go, whoa, what the hell? She went down my spinal cord and crack, 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 everything. Oh, Jesus. Well, I needed the back, but the shoulders are sore. All the muscles in my back are sore. She says, you have a lot of nuts. And I said, not anymore. You're ripping them out. So I want to let this Tylenol kick in, and I might even go to bed for half an hour because my shoulders are achy as hell. I need to lay down. So I'm going to sit here and finish my cigar with Papa Boy here. He's enjoying the cars. He looks at him. He just looks at the vehicle going up and down. And maybe if I feel better in the afternoon, I'll take him to the park, let him run. That's what he wants to do. Oh, God. All right. And maybe tomorrow I'll make a call to the fishing game. See what the hell they're doing. I'm going to chew their ear off like I did 4 years ago. Apparently didn't do anything. But it's sad what's going on. It's really sad. I don't I don't care what nationality. I'm Latin. I don't care what nationality. If you're doing it right, you're doing it right. And welcome. Welcome to the sport. But if you're going to be doing this, hiding and doing this behind everybody, and actually in front of everybody else, then you shouldn't be in the sport. You should be kicked out. That's my thought. The other guys are doing it by the book. They got good gear. I seen their guns. One of them has a carbon fiber rifle barrel. Very nice. You know those guns are not cheap. You're looking at $2,400. I don't know what caliber, but they got good gear, and they huff it. They huff it. They go down the mountains and they go up the mountains. That's the way it's supposed to be, you know. And they see a buck and they go after it. They don't send 15 people to push him up the hill or whatever. I seen him come up with a deer either on their shoulders, or what I saw one time was they cut it in half by the waist. One guy carries the lower torso with the legs sticking out this way, and they just wrap their arms and they're huffing it up, and the other guy carries the rest. You know, I don't care how they carry it or how they you know, how they pack it out. I carry how they hunt it. If they hunting it legally, hunting it the way it's supposed to, giving the game some fair chance, not just shooting them out the freaking window, coming in with bear tags instead of deer tags, just to get in the area, and then on top of that, there's no checkpoint. It's a freaking joke. I'm considering I'm just leaving the whole place and moving on to another area. I don't think I'm gonna hunt the forest anymore. I was completely upset, disgusted with the whole thing. You know. So I'm gonna go in because I got a tag and I'm gonna finish the season. I'm probably gonna meet with a couple of guys I met, and a couple of young guys. And I said, hey, if I catch a deer, you help me take it out? Because they're big. They're big bucks. I'll give you half. I don't need all that meat. I want the meat and the trophy. So we'll go down the middle. Everybody gets a backstrap, a front quarter, and a rear quarter. I don't mind sharing. I'm not greedy. So let's see what's going to happen. And just wait for my video, because it's going to take a while. I won't be able to finish it this week because I still got to do things to the truck. I lifted the truck a little bit. I went under there and I cranked those key bolts, turned the key up. It's already all the way up. And you know, I got to do some things. I might even have to change some tires. I'm considering on doing that. All right, guys, so there's a lot to do and very little time to do it in. I also ripped one of the lockdown on the, I hooked it up on a branch, I think. I didn't even hear it. When I came back and I said, hey, there's one missing, one of those latches. I latched down the top. So I went and bought one. It was in black. I had to paint it, installed it, so it's already done. So yeah, there's a lot of miscellaneous to finish here. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one, and thank you.